Bridge solutions, comparing costs in Turkey and Europe. Bridges are essential structures that help connect communities and facilitate the transportation of goods and people. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in comparing the costs of building bridges in different parts of the world. One interesting comparison to make is the cost of building bridges in Turkey versus Europe. In this video, we will delve into the factors that influence the costs of building bridges in these regions and compare the costs of some well-known bridge projects. Factors influencing bridge construction costs. There are several factors that influence the costs of building bridges, including location, materials, labor costs, and the complexity of the project. The location of a bridge project can have a significant impact on costs, as factors such as site accessibility and environmental regulations can vary from one location to another. Materials used in bridge construction, such as concrete, steel, and asphalt, also play a role in determining costs. Labor costs, which can vary depending on the skill level of workers and local labor laws, are another important factor to consider. Finally, the complexity of the bridge project, including its design, height, and span length, can also affect costs. Cost comparison: Turkey versus Europe. Turkey and Europe are two regions that have seen a number of high-profile bridge projects in recent years. One of the most well-known bridge projects in Turkey is the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, which spans the Bosphorus Strait in Istanbul. The bridge, which was completed in 2016, has a total length of 2,164 meters and is the widest cable-stayed bridge in the world. The cost of building the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge was estimated to be around $3 billion. In Europe, one of the most iconic bridge projects is the Millau Viaduct in France. The viaduct, which spans the Tarn River Valley in southern France, is the tallest bridge in the world, with a height of 343 meters. The cost of building the Millau Viaduct was approximately $394 million. When comparing the costs of building bridges in Turkey and Europe, it is important to consider the factors mentioned earlier. Labor costs, for example, are generally lower in Turkey compared to many European countries, which can help reduce overall construction costs. The availability of materials and construction technologies can also influence costs, with some regions having easier access to materials and more advanced construction methods. In addition, the complexity of the bridge project can greatly impact costs. The Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, for example, required the construction of a massive cable-stayed bridge that spans a busy waterway, which likely contributed to its high cost. Similarly, the Millau Viaduct's unique design and height likely added to its overall construction costs. Overall, while there are many factors that can influence the costs of building bridges in Turkey and Europe, it is clear that there are significant differences in the costs of bridge projects in these regions. Factors such as labor costs, materials, and project complexity all play a role in determining the final cost of a bridge project. Comparing the costs of building bridges in Turkey and Europe can provide valuable insights into the factors that influence construction costs in different regions. Labor costs, materials, and project complexity all play a role in determining the final cost of a bridge project. While Turkey may have lower labor costs compared to many European countries, other factors such as access to materials and construction technologies can also influence costs. By examining the costs of well-known bridge projects in Turkey and Europe, we can gain a better understanding of the overall cost differences between these regions.